today when it comes to tvOS 18, I'll be happy to let you know that if we go into our system and check for a software update, you can see here I'm actually updating from tvOS 18.2, the previous betas. I've been testing it from the first beta, and right now we have a new software update that's available, tvOS 18.2 with the build number 22K654. Now I'll quickly download and update to this software update. Just to let you know, if you have the new Snoopy screensaver set and your update process takes long while your TV is idle, then you're going to see something that looks like this, where Snoopy is doing different animation. It might not necessarily be Snoopy dancing, but it will be a cool animation that you will see of Snoopy and the Beagle doing different things if you have it set as your screensaver. We'll get to it shortly. Just to keep you in the loop, you can see some other updates that were released alongside this. So we have watchOS 11.2 RC, visionOS 2.2 RC, tvOS 18.2 RC. Of course, this is the video for that, and you can see the build number right there, 22K154. Something interesting to point out is that this version on Apple's developer page doesn't actually correspond to the same build number that I have once I updated my Apple TV. I'm doing a few things in the background, and then we're gonna check out and see if it matches. But macOS 15.2 RC, iPadOS 17.7 RC, and iPadOS and iOS 18.2 RC were among some of the other operating systems released alongside this. So if you want to keep up to date, definitely do hit like and subscribe here so that you always know what's going on with these updates. It's been a while since I updated my device, and you can see Snoopy is doing different animations. He's just reading the news right now, playing a few games right there, and man, I like this screensaver. You can see how enjoyable. Sometimes he goes to sleep if it's idle for a long time, but you can see some of the cool things that he does, and I'm yet to find out if it's adaptive in the sense that it's able to read different events and what you have on your calendar, the events that are taking place in your regions, the weather condition, because Snoopy on the Apple Watch can do that, but on the Apple TV, I'm yet to determine if that's something that Snoopy does. But if we go back and then here update software, you can see your TV is up to date, and the build number that we have is tvOS 18.2 with the build number 22K154. Yes, so this one does now match what we have on the Apple developer page. Just to keep you in the know, there are a few things that tvOS 18.2 introduces. For example, we have new AirPlay options for sharing a more limited amount of information on the screen when AirPlaying to an Apple TV. You can choose to show your entire screen, you can choose a specific window or extend your display. Limiting AirPlay to a specific app allows a presentation or photo to be shared on a larger screen such as that of an Apple TV without allowing viewers to see the contents on the Mac. So this is a good feature if you are after privacy. And the older version of macOS allows for mirroring a Mac's display to an Apple TV, but there was no option for sharing just a portion of a display, and this has now been added in this here. If we go into our settings right there and then go to where it says screensaver, you can see here we have different types of screensavers that we have, but my current selection that I have is Snoopy. So you can see current selection is Snoopy, and this is how it's going to look. It's available in the current selection set portion right there, but then you can see here it doesn't have its own subsection. Like the screensaver preferences has its own subsection that tells you different things that you can select from: aerials, memories, and slideshow or portraits. But Snoopy, you have to go under the current selection, and that's where you're going to find it. If I hold my back button all the way, and once I'm here, press back again and then back again, you can see it brings me to my set screensaver, and this is one of the Snoopy animations that you can see. It's in the morning. Maybe we can say it's a little bit adaptive in a way. Snoopy is bringing my newspaper just to keep me in the loop, but Snoopy probably needs to keep up to date with the times, because nowadays we don't need the physical newspapers. We have digital means like Apple News Plus and stuff. But yeah, you can see the Snoopy screensaver right here. If I swipe up on my remote like this, you can see it doesn't really cut out to like a still screen. It continues with the screensaver showing you different animation, and between different screensaver animations, Snoopy is going to take a break like what you are seeing right now and sleep and just recover, which is okay, and I don't mind that. Along the lines of screensavers, if you were waiting for the screensaver that's based on Apple TV original shows, that one has actually been removed in the code. Before, we had some sort of resemblance that Snoopy and the Apple TV original screensaver shows were going to be coming, but that one has been removed and possibly isn't going to be released with tvOS 18.2, and maybe might not be released with the next tvOS 18.3, as Apple has erased evidence of ever mentioning it actually. Another new feature that was recently added, if we go into our settings and go to where it says video and audio right here, you can see we have aspect ratio. It's automatic. You can choose automatic, but when you click enter into the aspect ratio page, you have different aspect ratios that you can select. 16:9, which is what I have my screen for, of course, and then you have 21:9, which was one of the aspect ratios that Apple mentioned and showed off when they were presenting tvOS 18. You can also choose other different aspect ratio such as 2.37:1. If I select it right here, you can see how it looks. You can also choose 2.40:1, and this is how it looks. And yeah, I probably skip this, but you can also see how it looks. It's going to work best depending on what type of projector and screen you have, and you have DCI 4K. If I select DCI 4K, this is how it looks, at least for me on my display, and you can see 32:9. And yeah, this one looks so weird, but most cases, depending on what type of projector or display you have, automatic in most cases is going to be the best selection, as it's going to optimize your display according to your screen's configuration and requirements. One of the changes that this update actually introduces is in the background, and new and more Siri on-device prompts have been added. So now you can use Siri to be able to find more things in movies, find more things in your Apple TV and system without having to depend on the internet, which is something that's good. And speaking of improvements to search and optimization, I'll be happy to let you know that Apple is improving the search capabilities and experience when it comes to the Apple TV application. So this is something that you're going to see through the different applications that allow you to be able to search for media, such as the Apple TV when you're browsing through the different shows and movies that it has to offer. And the same has been added when it comes to the Apple Music. And if you are a person that listens to podcasts on your Apple TV, the experience and search optimization has sort of been more personalized as well. This update does provide a fix for your photos if you're having a synchronization issue for your different photos, where it was not being able to find your portraits that you might have, or your memories and slideshow. If you're a person that has it set up and it wasn't finding those memories, slideshows, or your different portrait pictures that have the depth sense in them, then I'll be happy to let you know that Apple has resolved an issue that was causing that, and now your pictures and portraits should be appearing as needed. If you are a person that uses AirPods for audio and you have one that supports the AirPods gesture support, then I'll also be happy to let you know that this update actually adds support for the AirPods gesture support for the AirPods Pro 2 and the other recently released AirPods, which you can now use once you update your AirPods to the latest firmware. I've done multiple videos here that show you how you can update your AirPods, and at the same time you can be able to enjoy the other new audio enhancements introduced by the latest AirPods that are supported in tvOS 18.2. Unfortunately, there are some new features that we're expecting and still waiting for that were mentioned this year in June when Apple talked about tvOS 18, such as the robot vacuum support, the Apple TV original shows that might actually not be coming at all, that we haven't yet seen. If that changes, I'll let you know, but for now, this is how tvOS 18.2 is on my device. Keep in mind that if you want to update to it without being on the beta, it's anticipated and expected to come out next week, Monday, on December 9th. I'll be compiling most of the new features that I have right here into a full video when that happens, and then you will be able to know everything that has changed with tvOS 18.2. If you like this video, definitely hit like and subscribe and stay up to date with the latest tvOS news and content. My name is Ben and I'm signing off.